The world is falling apart. I look at my Facebook news feed and the broadcast news, and you'd think that here in America, we live in some kind of land that looks like this. Whoa, where's my survival kit? The apocalypse is upon us. Well, maybe not. I would make the case, partly because I'm a glass half full kind of guy, that things are looking pretty good. Many powerful men, guys like Les Moonves of CBS and Harvey Weinstein, have been removed from their positions. Matt Lauer, another one. These people have been removed from their positions of power and influence in the wake of Me Too. Bill Cosby actually got convicted. So you have to look at the march of history, and frankly, I'm pretty happy with the overall direction. Regardless of where you are on this Judge Kavanaugh thing, look, the fact of the matter that people that are engaging in despicable behavior are being taken down, and that's the good news. Now, if you think Judge Kavanaugh is guilty and you're upset that he sort of got away with something or got pushed through the courts, I get it, but at the same time, there wasn't actual evidence against him. There was some testimony. I have my own views on the topic, but just taking this in the state of where we are with regard to powerful men using their power over women, we're moving in the right direction. I'm not saying plant the flag and declare the end of victory, but this is where we are. I mean, on one side, you're having a lot of people who are just outraged, saying, oh my God, this is a dark day for women. I mean, and actually saw a woman post something along the lines of, why would a woman ever report a sexual crime ever again? Well, I would add, for the same reason you still report a murder even though O.J. Simpson got away with it. I mean, our legal system is not perfect. And on the other side, you're going to have conservatives who are convinced that Judge Kavanaugh was a victim of this character assassination plan orchestrated by the Democrats. Well, let's all calm down. Let's look at a few things. Okay, first off, Republicans, you got Judge Kavanaugh. Was that a good idea or not? Time will tell, and we're going to have an election here coming up. On the liberal side, I know many liberals are saying, oh my God, this is a dark day, but I'm a glass half full kind of guy. So let's look at some things that I think are positives. In regard to women, the prevention of sexual harassment, sexual assault, I think that overall, we're in a very good place in this country. We've seen some very powerful men taken down by the Me Too movement. Matt Lauer, Les Moonves, former head of CBS, Harvey Weinstein, and then recently we had the conviction of Bill Cosby. These are positive things. Powerful men have been taken down. They've been convicted. They've lost their job. They've been disgraced. This is good news. If you believe Judge Kavanaugh was guilty of what he has been accused of, I understand you're upset, but of just the examples I named right here, that's 3 out of 4. That's pretty good. That's 75% right there. And look, the fact of the matter is, much like I said about O.J. Simpson getting away with a murder, we don't always receive the right justice. We don't always receive the justice we want, but it's not always up to us. It's about, in a real trial, a jury, and obviously, a group of senators in the case of Supreme Court nomination. Many are frustrated. They look at the 2016 election. They say, well, if that didn't happen in the first place, then this guy wouldn't have gotten in position. And okay. Again, we still got some hyper-partisanship to overcome. My conservative friends are posting memes about, oh, we should convict all these women for lying against Judge Kavanaugh. Well, slow your roll. All we know is Judge Kavanaugh, there was no proof to back up the allegations. That does not mean he was innocent of the charges. Nor does it mean these women made anything up simply because he got confirmed. That's why our court system, by the way, the verdict is guilty or not guilty. It's not guilty or innocent. It's that you're either guilty or not guilty because the prosecution did not provide a reasonable doubt, beyond a reasonable doubt that the person was guilty. That's all it is. When someone walks away, it doesn't mean they're innocent. It just means you couldn't prove the case. That's a very important distinction in our legal system. Frankly, overall, it is good. Our founding fathers were concerned. What their main concern was, they would rather see a guilty person go free than an innocent man convicted. Now, of course, Doesn't always work out that way. We can have plenty of instances of an innocent person being locked up, but at least the ideals that they prescribe to are worth knowing and sharing and, frankly, admiring. So we're not going to always get it right, but I think we're moving in the right direction. Now, if we can just start talking to each other, listening to each other, and maybe we'll continue this path. But let's look at Judge Kavanaugh. Let's pretend the allegations never happened. Again, listening to my friends on the left, you would think this guy you'd think this guy made Steve Bannon look like a liberal. Far from it. This guy's judicial record has been pretty reasonable. I mean, he is a right-of-center kind of guy, but he seems to go follow the Constitution. He believes in precedent, so I don't think he's going to overturn Roe versus Wade. He's stated a lot about precedent. So I don't think it's going to happen. He's had a very fair record as a judge. And the other key point, whether you believe the allegations or don't, I think it's worth noting that he has never been accused of any kind of sexual harassment or improper treatment while being a judge. He was not somebody using his position of influence and power to hurt people. Meanwhile, we have both Bill Clinton and Donald Trump, people who have used their positions of power to harass or possibly sexually assault women. And what I find very, very interesting about this is the outrage changes based on who it is. Many of my friends on the left who are outraged over Donald Trump's accusations and the Brett Kavanaugh accusations are strangely silent about Bill and Hillary Clinton. Bill Clinton obviously had multiple accusations, and Hillary Clinton was accused by 3 women during the 2016 campaign that allege she tried to silence them, harass, and bully them for daring to bring up charges against Bill Clinton. So on one side, we're saying we have to always believe women. Well, okay, but if we do, how come you didn't believe anything tied to the Clintons? And on the right, they say, well, innocent till proven guilty, although they're all ready to lock the Clintons up in jail. So hopefully we can get to a point where we are a little more altruistic in our stances. In other words, we take the accusations against Donald Trump just as seriously as Bill Clinton, just as seriously as Judge Kavanaugh, regardless of where we sit in the political aisle. But we also realize that a person is innocent until proven guilty. So while my conservative friends were ready to convict the Clintons and defend Kavanaugh, and my liberal friends are ready to convict Kavanaugh and give a pass to the Clintons, we should give the fair process its due. And we listen to the accusers, we let them make their arguments, we hear from the accused who has a right to face those accusations and play out their defense. At the end, we can decide. Now, if you're not happy with the Kavanaugh hearing, there's an election coming up. You can make your voice heard. If you are happy, well, okay. I hope you realize, both sides realize that there's problems in the process. Dianne Feinstein's timing, she didn't handle herself well, and I don't think the Republicans handled this process well at all. But hopefully we can get to a point where we can hold each other to the high standards. Lastly, let me leave you with this. Why did I make this video? Is I care. I'm a husband, I'm a father of a son and a daughter, and I care about the world that they're going into. Oh, and since my wife is an ethnic Bolivian, born here in the United States, my kids are mixed race. So I care about issues. I care about what other people's experiences are going to be. I have friends, male and female, friends of different genders, friends who have different sexual preferences than I. And I'll tell you, I care about them. I care about the world that they're going to live in. And so I like to look at things and find out where things stand and how I can help. Because, for instance, if there's institutional problems, then I can fix that by the way I'm voting. If there's some other problems, other causes, I can help fix that too. I made these points in a separate Facebook comment to a friend's post, and this woman came back at me with, "We don't need your mansplaining." Well, okay, what? So I'm a man and I have an opinion. Didn't point out my argument that the successful taking down of powerful men in the Me Too movement, didn't talk about that and ignored everything I was trying to make. Just simply said I'm a man and I shouldn't have an opinion. And that's another problem there too. We shouldn't silence people. People want an outlet, people want to talk, and we should certainly encourage civil discourse. And if we can't have that, where are we going to go? I care about what my wife would face when she returns to the workplace. She's home with the kids right now. I care about my kids, and my kids, by the way, are mixed race. So I care about the world they're going to go through. So I believe in being a positive voice for looking at what's going on and what's not going on. Thank you for watching. I know it's a lot. And remember, I do think things are looking up in the right direction. I want to keep talking about these themes. I think despite the challenges, we shouldn't rest on our laurels, but I think we should be pretty happy of where things are going in terms of social progress.